Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. I am Priyanka Rai and I welcome you all on my YouTube channel. This time I am back with Human Capital Formation in India, Chapter 5 of Indian Economic Development. The basic learning objectives of this chapter are as the concept of human resource, human capital formation and human development. The links between investment in human capital, economic growth and human development, the need for government spending on education and health, the states of India's educational attainment. So basically you're going to see these things in the chapter and you're going to learn about all this concept. So before I begin the chapter, I would like to ask one question to you all students. Think of one factor that has made a great difference in the evolution of mankind. Can you think of one factor that has made a great difference in the evolution of mankind? Yes, there are many factors. Perhaps it's a man's capacity to store and transmit knowledge, which he has been doing through conversation, through songs, and through elaborate lectures. So, there are many factors, but if you see, as mentioned here, so the conclusion which you can draw is that it's training and skill which perhaps bring a vast difference in the evolution of mankind. So basically we are going to deal in this chapter about resource, human resource, physical resource, human capital, physical capital and well as financial capital. So before I begin the chapter, I would like to ask you the meaning of resource. Can you tell the meaning of resource? Do you remember the meaning of resource? What is resource? You all have already studied resource and its meaning different kinds of resources in class 10th. So what is resource? Anything which is present in the environment and satisfy our need is termed as resource. There are various types of resources which you have studied, but here we are talking about human as a resource, human capital formation, physical resource, physical capital. Now, human resource, physical resource, human capital, physical capital. So let us see what is physical resource actually. Land, machines, etc. are physical resource, and when this physical resource start generating income, they are said to be physical capital. For example, the day you start earning from a land, suppose you rented the portion of your land and you are earning, so that land is a resource, but it is converted into physical capital when it starts giving you an income. That means when you start generating income using that resource, it is converted into a physical capital. So hope the difference between the physical resource and physical capital is clear to you all. Now we will see human resource and human capital. So the next topic is what is human capital. Students, just now you have seen what is physical capital and physical resource. As you have seen the resources, the various resources which you can see, you can touch are physical resource, and when these resources are converted into physical capital, these resources are said to be converted into physical capital when they start generating income, when you start gaining income by using these resources. So in the same way, every human is a resource, hence termed as human resource. As a student, you all are resource, but the day you become doctor, engineer, constructor, builder, etc., and you start generating income, you start getting income with some investments. Investments means investments in your education, in your health, etc. So you are said to be converted into a human capital. The same human resource are said to be converted into a human capital. Hence, human capital formation takes place. Now, I hope that it's clear that what is physical capital, what is physical resource, what is human capital, what is human resource. Now we will see the sources of human capital formation. Okay, sources of human capital. But before we switch to human sources of human capital, let us understand a little more of what human capital means by posing the following questions. So as you can see, it's written here. What are the sources of human capital? Is there any relation between human capital and economic growth of a country? Is the formation of human capital linked to man all around development, or as it is now called human development? What role can government play in human capital formation in India? So these are the questions which arises when we think of human capital. We will be seeing the answer of all this question in our video. So let us see the sources of human capital. There are basically 5 sources of human capital mentioned in your book. These are as: first, investment in education; second, investment in health, on the job training, migration, and information. These are the sources of human capital formation or human capital. See students, you all are resource, but without education you cannot be transformed into human capital. You will not be able to generate or give that much income or that much contribution to society as you are employed and educated. If you are employed and educated, you can contribute more than an unemployed person. So hence education and investment on education is necessary or inevitable. Same health. Just think, a sick person can do more work or a healthy person can do more work. Definitely a healthy person can contribute more to the work. So again, it's necessary to have investment on health, because it is said a good mind exists in a sound health, a good health. So therefore it's necessary that you should have sound health. So for that, one's need to do investment in health too. Next is migration. Migration refers to shifting from one place to another. You all know that basically rural urban migration take place. People from rural shift to urban areas in the search of better job opportunities, and there's a lack of work, so they shift here. So this migration take place basically for the people who have desired to fetch higher salaries. They switch from their native place, they move from their native place to some other places. Basically technically qualified doctors, engineers, they migrate from our countries to some other countries just because of higher salaries. So migration is again a kind or a source of human capital, because this enhances earning of a person. On the job training, is again of two types: on campus as well as off campus. Sometimes the training take place in the campus itself, in the firm itself, under the supervision of skilled worker, because a skilled worker can contribute more than an unskilled person. So it is necessary to be skilled. It is necessary to be skilled, to get skilled, and to practice more and more the thing which you are getting into it. Off campus training is a kind of training which doesn't take place in the firm. It takes place outside, and hence some expenses are also incurred when the training takes place outside, but it has its own benefits. So it is necessary to do expenditure on the job training. Last, coming to information. People spend to acquire information relating to the market. One must have information regarding market like education and health. For example, people want to know the level of salaries associated with various types of job, whether the educational institution provide the right type of employable skill and at what cost. So it is necessary to have right information so that you can demand right salary, whether your skill matches with the job. If it matches, then what is your worth, what is your value, how much you should get. So this all information one must have in regarding to make decisions in his job, for his job, or regarding his job. So hence again information is also an inevitable and necessary for human capital. So we have covered various sources of human capital. Once again I am revising. These are as: investment in education. You all know how education is important. It is said that education is now one of the main need for present society. Investment in health is again very important, because healthy people can contribute more, can do more work, and can work for longer period of time. On the job training is again necessary. Migration and formation, these all are sources of human capital. So hope this is clear to you all. So we have discussed about what is human capital, what human resource, physical resource, and physical capital, as well as sources of human capital. So in my next video I will be discussing about physical and human capital, its relationship, as well as human capital and economic growth. So thank you students. Thank you to all those who are watching this video.